I turned my phone down too. I remembered.
Okay, cool. All right. You wanna do the honors again this time? I'm gonna start getting you more in practice.
We're just cold. We're just going in.
Let's just go in cold and
okay. Let's
hit it hard because that's the way we did it last night. So let's go.
All right. This is Amanda.
This is Chad,
and you're listening to Chad and Amanda talk shit about.
And tonight we're talking about Amanda's first trip to. I can't say it was your first trip to the gay bar per se. No. But it was definitely your first drag show.
Definitely. I've walked in and out of gay bars before. I've never sat and ordered a drink. That's never happened.
Like, how long were you inside? Are we talking like 10 minutes? Like just in and out?
15 in and out. Okay. It's not
not enough to be worth actually counting.
No.
I think 30 minutes counts as you visited.
Yeah.
You were there long enough to use the bathroom and leave.
I did use the bathroom.
Well, I was meaning in your 15-minute stint, but
well, that's before using the bathroom was a big deal around these
right.
Parts.
That's true. So it was last night was kind of a big night, really, because I finally got to acclimate you into my circle of friends.
Yes. That was
and
super
fun.
And
not even like all of them. Well, it was most of them.
Okay.
Really, we were just missing Brianna, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, so last night we're filming and recording this. I need to scoot over a little bit for the camera because the stupid monitor's in the way. We're doing this basically on Father's Day, which is like...
Sorry about that, too.
Yeah, God, you're killing me.
I know.
But it's June 19th, 2016 is when we're actually recording this. The reason we're doing this on Sunday instead of Monday is you have to take off for work tomorrow.
I'm going to Detroit on business.
So... A lot of work travel lately, kind of. Well, no, actually, I guess your other trip wasn't really work-specific travel.
Here's the deal. I haven't even unpacked my suitcase from that because I just came home and went straight to work because I had like a busy work week.
Yeah.
And so it's just sitting there. And then I'm like, well, that's okay. I have another suitcase. So I'm just going to gradually like fill all the bags in my house for travel until
so you're just like packed
to unload something.
So you're like packed to move somewhere.
Right.
So yesterday was my friend Chris's birthday. So that was kind of the part of the occasion of us going out. We had said before, I don't really think we had said it on the show, but we had discussed it, that you'd never been to a drag show before. You were kind of interested in going just to see what it was all about.
I was.
So it's like, okay, I got friends that like to go. I go with them sometimes. So next time we go, I'm grabbing you and pulling you along.
Okay.
And that's essentially what we did. We went out and ate and had dinner first at a place down in Greenwood, south of Indianapolis, and then from there went straight to the bar. First impressions when we got there.
I thought it was a shame it's closing because it really is a cool old building, first of all. Because it's like, I think it looks like an old theater.
I think it was probably an old theater. It probably was. And I should say that the name of the place we went to is called, they just refer to it as Talbot Street. It's basically a gay nightclub on Talbot Street in Indianapolis. I think they've been open like 14 years, maybe 15.
That's what they said, yeah.
And for whatever reason, they're closing down. I think it probably is just more money related more than anything else. Because from some of the stuff I've been reading on Reddit, because I posted a story about it on Reddit for the Indianapolis subreddit, and some people was commenting on there that just over the last couple of years, they've noticed that it was really dead compared to what it used to be.
Because your friend said, Chris said that's really the only place in town where you can see a proper drag show too.
Right.
And I said, wow, it seems like something's like failing with marketing there because that's the only place it seems like it should stay open.
You'd think. And it's just weird because the story of them closing came out like within the week following because it was a week ago yesterday. That shooting in Orlando essentially happened.
And I even asked, like, are they closing because of the stupid Orlando shooting? And you were like, no.
No, I think it's more just money.
Right.
Because, we had to go upstairs to the balcony to watch the show because there was no room. It was And normally, I guess, the last couple times we've been there, I think the upstairs was closed. From what I was told.
There's not enough people
because there wasn't enough people there, they just kept everybody downstairs.
Yeah, because they did have a second bar up there, too.
Yeah.
So, and they needed it that night. Or last night,
but I guess they had some old time
drag
queens come in that used to be there.
Drag drag shows work like strip shows. I didn't know. They come out to their song. Well, the drag queens will lip sync. It's, instead of just like dancing, but they don't like really choreograph something. They're just, dancing out there and lip syncing. But I guess this well-respected drag queen had come back.
I think she was one of the originals that was there for a long time and left.
Limited engagement. But she was just on the stage. They weren't letting, because, usually they'll come down and interact with the crowd. She just walked. She just walked out and is like, here I am. And they just started lining up to hand her money.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But I loved their outfits. I knew that was going to be like a big part of it with like the headdresses and stuff like that. So I was stoked about that. But I'm confused. I left wholly confused about this.
Okay.
Because at one point, because my understanding is drag shows are always men dressing up.
Right.
But these were women, I thought. Like, they were clearly had boobs that weren't like the results of like makeup and push-up bras and all that stuff going on. So there was like hormones or implants, and some looked super, super real.
Yeah.
And I mean, not.
as real as you could get.
They're all real, but like this is like hormone real, not implant.
Right.
Not implant fake.
They sagged when they should sag.
Right.
As opposed to just like super perky and this big.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a piece of fruit right in your face.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm tired. So
I am too. So we went. Yeah. So I think we got to the bar. It 10. Was pushing 10:30 because I think we left. Heck, we left the restaurant
at 10, around 10. Yeah,
it was pushing correct. 10. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we got to the bar probably 10:30, maybe 10:45, and then we left there just shortly after 1.
Okay.
So
which is late for me now.
That was late for me. 12 o'clock was late for me.
Really?
But you have to keep in mind this weekend. I mentioned this on last week's episode. Which we recorded like 3 days ago.
I know. I've seen so much of you lately.
The Indie PopCon was this weekend, so I went Friday for most. Actually, I got kind of bored Friday, so I left early, and then I was there most of the day. Saturday, I got there. I think we got there about 8:30, and then waited an hour or so to get in at 9:30. Because I got there early because I wanted to get a parking spot.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get a parking spot at that. So I did that. So we were there. We left there probably about 4. Well, maybe 3:45. Skipped out on the one panel that I wanted to listen to. It was actually about podcasting and stuff like that. I was like, I'm too tired. I can't push on.
Tips.
Yeah, I could not push on. So I tried to come home, take a nap. It didn't happen. My brain was too wired. Like physically, I was tired, but there was just so much like recap of the day going on, plus like the excitement of going out later tonight. Like I'm laying there and I'm just like, I'm not falling asleep. Like it's just not happening. So I got up and pretty much just went and watched some TV with my oldest daughter, who I went with on Saturday to the show, to the PopCon, and then took a shower, got dressed, and headed over to Chris's house where I met up with you and everybody else. But I was up from 6:30 Friday morning. I didn't go to bed till about 2 Saturday morning. So and then I was up again probably 8:30, I think, this morning. So
we look kind of dead.
My ass is dragging a little bit.
We don't have our usual vigor.
I'm pushing through. Yeah, I'm just kind of here. I apologize for lack of energy. I'm kind of phoning this one in a little bit.
Whatever.
But this is, we discussed last night that, hey, this is going to be the topic of today's show. Is that I don't really have any other major. I guess I could talk about other stories.
No, I'm not done dissecting the drag
that's right.
show.
Go ahead.
So back.
Yeah, you have a lot more to talk about than I do.
Back
this was old
to
hat
my
for me.
Earlier point. What did I say? Oh, at what point does it stop being a drag show? Because they're already women performing in it.
I don't know if to the point where they completely do like a transgender surgery or something like that.
Right, but even like I thought the point was they come in as men then they
I don't know.
perform as women, then they leave as men. But they're ladies. They have to leave like presenting as ladies too. So it's like, what is going on? Is this? It's not really a drag show, or have drag shows adapted to just include everybody? Because the vibe was really cool. Yeah, everybody was super friendly. I feel like. Yeah, there were a couple of.
Did you see the chick or dude? I'm not sure. I couldn't tell because I didn't have my glasses on. The person in the red hat.
Oh, that was downstairs. A lady.
Was it a lady? Because there was really long hair. There wasn't much. There wasn't much there in the chest, and the arms looked kind of buffed. You think maybe okay?
Because I know girls will do that.
Yeah, but she was lit.
Oh my god!
Like she probably should have been thrown out of the bar.
Probably, but they kind of were dealt with her in a friendly way because she was dancing on the stage. Whereas, do not dance on the stage because the performers are out there like twirling and
right.
And they're like, if you bitches get elbowed. We're not gonna feel sorry for you.
Well, that wasn't even the red hat chick. That was like the bachelorette party.
The bachelorette parties. You can tell they were annoyed by the bachelorette parties.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's been kind of a thing lately.
Yeah, like they go there and like
they just
And then because they called them out for like not tipping, because tipping's totally a thing. Yeah, much like a strip show, you have to tip them.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, she's like.
It's like I don't tip, but I'm not like getting right up in there. I'm there to be with friends. Is the only reason. I'm there.
They'll motorboat you like.
Yeah.
Unprovoked. I was like, shit! I saw so many people getting motorboated.
Yep.
And I was like, those are real boobs motorboating those people. So I don't know.
I kind of wish I had a clicker for every time you just said motorboat. Motorboat. Click, click, click. Yeah, what was the bathroom like? You did go. That was like the last thing you did.
I went into the bathroom because I made a joke to Chad like better use the bathroom while I'm here because they're like would share it with a chair and standard. No, I shared it with everybody. Like, do not worry about who you're going to the bathroom with because I'm like, where's the bathroom to you? And you just pointed at this
pointed that way.
Metal bead curtain, and I was like, cool. Then I was followed in immediately by two guys.
Yeah,
and I was like, what is going on here?
But once you get in there. They're individual stalls with locks on the doors.
With like the shutter style.
Yes, shutter, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I've made a mistake. And then I walked in and I was like, well, whatever, I'm rolling with it. And then I walked into the bathroom and then there was the little trash can for feminine products. And I was like, I have not made a mistake. They have one bathroom. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because when I got out of the bathroom, it didn't smell good in there. When I got out of the bathroom.
Now, hang on. Did you go to the very first one? Because there's 3 doors there. Did you go to the very first one, the middle, or the last?
Middle.
Middle. So I ended up when I went, I had to go to the far one at the end. And I wasn't sure what was going on. I was like, well, I glanced in there, and Jeremy was like, well, you just got to go check them. I'm like, because I figured, because when I left the door ajar.
So did I.
Yeah, to let somebody know.
It's the friendly thing to do.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to be in there and somebody be trying to bang the door down or whatever, which happened to me while I was in there. Like, as soon as I get in there and lock the door, like, somebody's coming up behind, bang, is anybody in there? I'm like,
At least they knocked.
Yeah.
I have a terrible history with people winging the door open. Like, one time, I was in Taco Bell, they broke the lock. Just like, I don't know who's, like, heave-hoeing on this door.
I gotta go now!
But it was a lady, and she just, like, nah, and, like, I have had the door opened on me while I'm using the bathroom so many times in my life. One time it was like my uncle. That was super awkward. That was at a Christmas thing. I was like, cool.
Well, your downstairs bathroom at your house doesn't help with that because it doesn't latch.
Oh, my God.
The few times that I've been there to your house and I use the bathroom, like, I've never told you this. I take my shoe off and then I stick it up at the door just to keep it from swinging open on its own.
It's a real threat because Ichabod doesn't like closed doors. Yeah. And he will nose the door. Like, Scott's best friend Steve came and visited us one time. And he was like, oh man, I gotta go use the toilet. Spent an exceptionally long time in there. Like, I don't know what he was doing. My legs would have fallen asleep. Yeah. So Ichabod comes up and just starts barking at the door like he's like, come on, dude, are you okay? So, what was I gonna say? Oh, I came out of the bathroom at the gay bar, and I had to wait. It was kind of surreal. I had to wait because, like, there were 2 dudes that were clearly dudes, like fixing themselves up and smoothing their hair back.
Because there was only just the one sink there, wasn't there?
Yeah, so I was like, I have to wait to wash my hands because dudes are doing their hair. So it was kind of awesome. It was like the melting pot bathroom, I'll call it.
Kind of.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, because at least it was more well lit up there. upstairs.
Then
because I've been to the men's, because I think downstairs
there's men's.
And I think it's men's and ladies downstairs.
Oh,
and it's dark, like it's just like a nightlight in there. I mean, it's like ridiculous.
Doesn't seem safe.
It's creepy. It's creepy. But so the drag show lasted. Well, hang on. Do you have any other comments up to?
I wanted to wear all their clothes. We were beautiful. Well, not all of them, because there was one that was just like a like a corset, and then she just had pasties on.
Oh yeah.
Not that
and that was early on too. I didn't actually get to see that because there was so many people in the way up front in the balcony. I didn't get. That was
the most risque one.
Yeah,
because she came out and she was like had a long velvet skirt on. Then she just had that corset on, and then she had just the stickers on her boobs. And then she was
were there tassels or just stickers?
Just like glittery,
just the little glitter stickers,
glittery flowers. Maybe I'm not sure. So she did. Her big thing was like ripping off that skirt,
right?
And it was like one of those corsets that went all the way, like the situation down there.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm so tired. So that was the most risque thing I saw. It's overall, it's very like
it's tasteful for the most part.
Yes,
because the last one I went to was almost traumatizing for the group of us. It was creepy. There was full boobs come out, like at least sheer, like very sheer top, but you saw a nipple.
Oh, okay.
And we were just like, what? Like we weren't expecting that. So I made the joke to Chris. Hang on. Well, before I even say it here, have you seen the movie Zach and Mary Make a Porno?
Yes.
Okay. So do you remember? Do you remember? And I can't remember the dude's name. It's the black guy that was in the movie. He also played on The Office.
I like that.
And
he's hilarious too.
But he makes a comment, like trying to justify making the movie in his head. He's like, I've been looking at the same titties for like 20 years. I'm due for a new pair of titties. So I made the joke to Chris about that. I was like, but when I said that, I should have specified because those weren't really good ones.
What? They weren't very good?
They weren't that good. I did not, from my perspective anyway.
Okay.
I think it was more of a, if you're going to see new boobs,
make them good.
Make them good, and not knowing that there's also a penis attached when you keep going down south.
I don't know if all these women had penises. There
was
at the
end of the
one
night,
that I was
will
like,
say this. At the end of the night, before they left, when they came out and they did their bow and everything, the MC did say, if all of these men can look this good, there's no excuse for ugly
ladies.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for an ugly woman.
Yeah, which is kind of rude, but at the same time it kind of fits their attitude. I
like that rude comedy too.
Because they can get downright rude sometimes. I've listened to them really roast some people in the audience before, and it is hilarious. Like at the other place, and I can't remember what he called it, but the little hole in the wall place they took me to before that had the PVC pipe for a stripper pole. The lady that was emceeing there was really mean. Like came up to our table and was like, "Did she say anything about you?" She didn't say anything to me at all, but she said some stuff to Chris. I think she thought he was straight, maybe, or something. I don't know.
He looks straight to me.
Yeah, see,
but then he talks, and I'm like, "No, you're not straight." He's so funny, though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like I don't even know where to start on him. We'll have him on the show eventually.
We will.
I think so.
Oh God, that would be the funniest show. Oh my God.
So, because I wanted to talk about past jobs and retail stuff because he works retail pharmacy. I don't know how many stories he can actually tell. He just have to be careful with it because of HIPAA laws. I think he could tell the story as long as he didn't give any names.
I think so too, because that's the same thing. My husband, he's like, I can tell you what's going
on. I just can't say names.
Yeah, I just can't identify him.
Yeah,
because of course he's going to talk to me about his job.
Yeah,
that's unrealistic to think otherwise. Yeah. But he doesn't tell me who they are,
right?
Specifically.
Yeah, I get she comes up with nicknames for people, like cause my wife will come home and talk about work.
Oh, sweet.
So she'll have nicknames, she'll just kind of give me a story and it's like, you remember blah 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 situation before? Okay, that one. Sadness. So there's one person she calls Sadness because
really
they I don't know if you would have seen it or not, that movie Inside Out, the Pixar movie. I think it was called Inside Out.
I haven't seen that
About all
one
the
yet.
different emotions.
I wanted to see that one.
The one that's sadness. She's like, there's this one woman that actually just personifies sadness. Just kind of like walks around and talks real slow, blah, blah, whatever. Yeah. So she's like, she sounds like her, kind of just mannerisms just like her. She's like, it's weird. But so if she just says sadness, I know who she's talking about or whatever. But anywho, I lost my train of thought. But is that it pretty much for the drag show part of the evening itself?
So glad I went out there and, it is on my bucket list, whatever.
Yeah,
Never seen one.
Check that one off.
Yep. Cha-ching.
So it was about 12 o'clock or so. I think they finally shut down the drag show part of the evening, and they cleared away all the tables and chairs and basically made a big dance floor.
The most shirtless men I've seen dancing in a long time.
Probably.
Because I don't think
I didn't notice a lot, but I think probably most of them were sitting up like higher up on the pedestals.
Right.
And I was more looking down. I was tired. I know you were tired. I was probably ready to go. Like, I went and talked to Chris, and I was like, are you ready to go? He's like, yeah, I'm tabbing out. And then I looked back over. I was like, okay. And then I look back over, and the bartender's handing him drinks. I'm like, what? And I said something to you, and she's like, well, you could do both at the same time. I think it was you. It might have been Kendra.
Yeah. No, that
was it you? She's like, we could do both at the same time. I was like, I guess that does make sense. Just get one last one and then pay for all of it and be done. And that's what happened. So he finished that, and then we went downstairs. You guys drug me out on the dance floor.
Yeah, the shirtless man dance floor. Because anywhere else, I think they would be like, put your shirt on. But like,
it's just like, whatever. And it was hot. It was really hot. Like, just not hot like, ooh, baby, that's hot. It was like, it was scorcher hot. Like, there's so many bodies in this place.
A few of those guys
jumping
hot,
around.
So.
And
yes. Yeah. A lot of jumping around. And then I was like, all right, I've never really stepped foot in a gay bar that much. And I in my head, I was like, oh, it's a place where they're just like blasting Britney Spears and like Cher. And no, they really played a bunch of Britney Spears. I was like, oh,
There's
God,
Britney
it's real.
Spears and Iggy Azalea.
Iggy Azalea, they love Iggy Azalea.
God, they played that Willow song, the Whip and Nene song, I think. Is that what that is?
No, it's I Whip My Hair Back and Forth.
Whip My Hair Back and Forth, that's what it was.
God, I don't know her name. I think Willow Smith.
It's Willow Smith.
Right.
And the only reason I knew that is because I happened to look up at the screen. I saw the name Willow there.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't see the name of the song.
That's a stupid song.
They're all stupid songs.
They loved Kylie Minogue too.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a living stereotype right here.
Chris, I think awesome. Chris was trying to. he came over to me. He's like, "Go slip the DJ $20 and tell him to play some Bananarama." I was like, I don't think so. He said one night though he did go pay a DJ $50 to put on some Lady Gaga for him. He's like, and he did.
Really? Is Lady Gaga like blacklisted there?
I have no idea. You would think no. I don't know.
I would think no.
The gays love their Lady Gaga. Well, based off what I know off of Chris, the gays love their Lady Gaga because he's all into it.
He loves Lady Gaga too.
God.
Oh my God.
He's all about Lady Gaga and Madonna.
Oh, Madonna. Okay, Madonna.
Okay, you didn't probably notice it in that front room in his house where all the Fiesta ware is. Right by the door, like if you're standing to exit the door, right to the left of it, there's this huge. I don't even have anything here to. Okay, it's bigger than that picture up there.
Okay,
but it's like more portrait size, or it might be about that size, but turn it portrait size. And it's a big picture of Madonna.
Is there?
Yeah,
I didn't notice.
Like an old black and white picture of Madonna that's right there.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, but yeah, so you guys got me on the dance floor. I was tired. Like I pushed through. I was trying to do a little bit. Oh no, I made the comment. I was trying to bob around a little bit. That's even not that tired. That's probably about the most you would have got out of me.
Really?
I think so. Maybe. Had I had a nap or something.
Don't sing. You don't dance. What's up?
I was tired. You know, maybe if I had more alcohol in me, but it was like I knew it was in the night. I needed to not have anything in me.
Yeah.
And I've always been kind of the wallflower at the bar. It's weird. I like the club environment when I'm there with my friends and stuff like that. Just don't get me out there on the dance floor.
Are you serious?
That's just how I am.
Oh, gosh.
You know? But, at the end of the night, I was like, I said it to Chris and I said it to you both. I was like, I'm getting too old, or I'm too old, too straight, and too white to be dancing like this.
I don't know. When growing up, my family was always like, like, well, I have a huge extended family. Somebody was always getting married. So there was a wedding, like, oh my gosh, every month.
Yeah.
So we just grew up in, like, if there was music playing, you went out and danced.
Yeah.
So even like, I just posted those pictures to Facebook of my family. Was just like, that was my cousin's. That was my cousin's open house. She had a DJ and nobody was dancing. So we're like, well,
let's get this
we'll
party
dance.
started.
Nobody joined us. It was just like that.
They're like, oh, time to cut the dirges off.
We have a reputation in my family. We do.
But overall, I guess you had a pretty good night.
Yeah, it was good. I was glad that I saw that. I was glad I went there before it closed down, too.
Yeah.
Because I think it's sad it's closing down. It's kind of a classy place.
It really kind of is.
Yeah.
I mean, at first glance, it looks like it would be a hole in the wall, but once you step inside, it's nice. It's decorated nice.
It is.
I mean, it's got the mirrors on either side, so you can kind of, at least, if you're in a bad angle for the drag show, you could look in the mirror and maybe get a different angle to see kind of what's going on.
When the dance floor comes, they have those screens.
They had the screens that came down. I thought that was kind of cool.
Play the music videos. That gets everybody hyped. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I think it's sad that it's closing down.
The only thing I didn't like, and this is just the oldness in me coming out, was the music was loud and the lights flashing. Like, there's a few times I had to actually just had to close my eyes because I was like, oh my god, like
they like their strobes. There.
Oh my god, it was killing me. It was like, I'm not epileptic, but I was like, oh my god, this is an epileptic seizure waiting to happen for somebody.
Surprisingly. And I don't know if this is just me like noticing this, but there were a lot of different like styles out there. Like you had the girls dressed in the menswear, and I had to assume that they were lesbians. I don't know.
Maybe.
I like dressing in menswear every once in a while. It's fun. But I had to respect their style. And then there were the dapper guys that were all in their bow ties.
There was some dudes dressed to the nines there last night that I noticed. I've never seen that there before.
Then you had
the two other times I've been there.
The California-looking guys with like their pork pie hats, like tipped back, and then they're like Bermuda shorts.
I don't know if I saw that or not. I might have. I don't remember seeing that.
There were those guys. Then there were like the real hippie, like dirty-looking people too, like
red hat,
and then like skater type things. Yeah. So there were like a lot of like different styles, all.
And nobody judges.
No, I didn't see them. Well, I guess I judge.
We are. Well, quietly in the privacy of our own home or amongst friends.
Yeah.
I'm really tired and loopy.
I've got no other observations. I don't.
Okay. All right.
It's over.
Because, and I think we left a little after 1. Because I started looking at my phone, and it was like quarter till 1.
I'm done.
And I was like, quarter till 1, I'm like, okay.
But you guys carry on in bars till 3 a.m. here, right?
I think so.
Because in Michigan, it's 2 and you're done. Get out.
Gotcha.
So everybody has like a different closing time. I know it's like 4 a.m. in some places, which I can't imagine. I would fall dead.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I can't imagine staying out till 4 a.m. anymore. No.
I can't do that. I'm too old for this. I can't believe you just kept going, but you slept later in the day than I did.
I sure did. I was like, I woke up at 11, like I yelled at you.
But... we got home, and I say home. We got to Chris's house. I let you out. I was getting ready to leave, and I looked up, and he opened up his front door, like waiting for me to come in.
Oh, like there's a party inside?
Yeah.
No!
Yes. And so he texts me.
Like, where?
Like,
what?
as I'm pulling out, like, my phone goes off, and he's texting me. He's like, hey, you coming in? It's like, we're going swimming.
Oh, my God, that's so cute.
I was like, dude...
Where does he get it?
I'm tired. I was like, I have to go lay down. Happy birthday. I will talk to you later.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
He's like, come on. He's like, you don't have to worry about your trunks. Just wear what you got on. Let's go. It's like, no, I'm done. And,
so awesome.
So I got up and I texted him this afternoon. I was like, what time did you go to bed last night? He's like, well, I passed out about 4. And everybody else stayed up watching Orange is the New Black. I don't know what time they went to bed.
Oh, see, okay, I can't watch Orange is the New Black with them because I can't. They would be on a different episode, and I am like very disciplined about watching those chronologically.
I haven't started yet.
No, really?
Oh, well, no.
Oh, okay.
I mean the new season.
Okay.
Of course, I've watched the show.
Did the season finale last year like make you cry when they all like jumped into that lake? Oh my god!
Not really.
I thought it was the best episode ever. It's like so far of Orange Is the New Black. It was so good.
Yeah,
Just
I know.
The ending got to me.
Yeah, I know. Kendra said something about she was told some kind of spoiler about supposedly a major player on there.
I know. I heard that a major character dies this season. She
Okay.
said, in which I don't know. I'm not spoiling anything because I don't know who it is. I wouldn't even.
She said she didn't know yet. Either.
I didn't even start on it because work has been so insane, and it's not going to let up till like.
I'm still trying to get through this season of House of Cards.
Are you serious?
I still have to do that. I haven't started Kimmy Schmidt yet.
Oh, Kimmy Schmidt's so good.
Oh, I know.
And then I did, and I was on a fence about it because I was like, they put Kristen Ritter in so much shit, but that Jessica Jones is really good too.
Is it good?
Yeah, and it's a Marvel thing, and I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I've been debating on whether or not to start that, but I didn't know if I needed to watch Daredevil 2 to get it or.
It's over the top sometimes, but I expect that from.
I have so much crap that I'm already watching that I don't have time for. Like if I decided that I was going to start watching more shows, I would probably have to give this up because it would take over this time that I take to record and edit and all that.
Plus, you don't want your kids like watching that stuff and hearing God, because Netflix is like crazy. Like, don't watch Jessica Jones because they'll throw out the F word in another one. So.
That's the one downside to having kids is like I can't watch the stuff that I want to watch when I want to watch it anymore. I have Deadpool. I've got to watch it one time.
Oh, you bought
when I first bought it. When I first bought it, I watched it. I've not got to go back and listen to commentary.
Oh,
I've not
and
got
you
to
were
really
into all that too,
I haven't got to like really. I watched a few deleted scenes the other day, but that's it.
Oh.
I've not had time to really do it.
Happy Father's Day.
I know. Oh, but I did. You know what? It was a good day today. We got up. It was kind of almost like have you ever had Smoky Bones?
What? No.
So the restaurant Smoky Bones. It's good.
I don't even know of it.
I don't know if there's still one up on the north side or not. There's one down in Greenwood, but like they specialize in barbecue stuff.
Sounds legit.
Okay,
Sounds like
all kinds of like barbecue ribs, pulled pork sandwiches, barbecue chicken, all barbecue stuff.
I'm kind of burnt out on barbecue because I will tell you in the South, you have barbecue once a week, and there's like a barbecue joint like
everywhere. Yeah.
So I'm still recovering from barbecue.
But so they have that. But then another one of their big things is they do homemade donuts for dessert.
Oh, that sounds.
So delicious. They make their own little donuts, and then they'll put them in a bag with a bunch of cinnamon sugar, and they shake it all up for you fresh, and there you go. So we got up this morning, and my wife decided out of the blue, she's like, I want donuts. Like people at work were talking about homemade donuts the other day, so we just got out a pot, put a bunch of oil in it, opened up a couple cans of biscuits, and made donuts and donut holes, and
that's the quick version to do.
Just did it, and it was awesome. Like she made some cinnamon sugar mix, I made some glaze, and
that sounds so cool.
Did it. Homemade glaze is like the easiest thing ever to make.
Was it like simple
milk,
syrup?
It's like it's not even. Well, it's not syrup. What do we call simple syrup? What's that?
It's like where you take equal parts water and sugar, then boil it down until you got a
syrup.
Oh,
no, I didn't even do that. I do like milk and just powdered sugar.
Oh, okay.
Just need a little dab of milk. Of course, I ended up making a bunch because I got happy with the milk wasn't paying attention. I was like, well, all right, we'll just go with it. And I just kept throwing more and more sugar until I have this huge batch. But I got to the point where I could actually just, toss the donut down in the bowl and kind of flip it over a little bit and pull it back out and throw it on a plate. So we glazed the donuts and then made cinnamon sugar donut holes.
I bet the kids were stoked too about that.
Marcus went to town on the donut holes. And she put Nutella on one of them. Mm-hmm. It was really good.
Sweet.
But it was like after we did that, and then she had bought like a rack of baby back ribs. It was like, they were already cooked. You just had to kind of warm them back up again. So that was my lunch today. So like over the course of the day, I was like, I've had like homemade Smoky Bones essentially, and we made like it was 2 cans of 8 donuts. We got a bunch of donuts left because we didn't eat them as hardcore as we thought, or she thought the kids would eat more than what they did, but it was good. I have like breakfast for the next couple days already, so I'm set there. Trying to think of anything else really to talk about. I don't have any major links that I don't think I shared. You know what I did? You know what? I did send you a couple things. I just didn't have them pulled up because
you had the FBI couple, and I thought that was super weird.
Well, that was And that was more for the other show, really.
Oh, it is? Yeah. Okay, fine.
I don't have any, you know what? I don't really have anything specifically for the show link-wise, so this is just going to be a simple, how was your trip to the bar? And the trip was good. So...
It was good. I was stoked to be there. I was really excited.
Out of how many dollar bill tips would you get out of one out of 10?
How many
dollar? How many like?
If I had a 10 in ones,
if you had 10 ones, how many tens would you throw out?
Because they did a couple. Like,
or most things are 5, so we'll say 5 out of $5 bills. Out of 5 $1 bills, what's our tip?
I'd give them 4.
$4. Okay, so 4 out of 5.
Yeah, super enjoyable.
Right on.
5's got to be like something amazing happened.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool, but
yeah.
The disco put me down. But I don't know if it was disco either. That one lady in the cape, when she kept flipping her cape around, she picked 2 really weird songs that I couldn't get into.
Yeah,
okay,
like
that's
somebody
what kept it down.
I think Jeremy made a comment to me. He's like, I don't know what it is about her, but she picks the weirdest songs.
And it wasn't a real
knows.
danceable song either.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay. And I'm not thrilled about like the My Milkshake one, because that song is annoying to me overall.
Yeah.
But it kind of fit what she was doing, so I let that.
Did you
go.
hear? I can't remember if you were within earshot when Chris was telling that story. He's like, I was up at I was going to school at Purdue and that song came out, or somebody told me about the song.
Yeah.
So it's like I went and downloaded it on Napster to see what it was, and I listened to it and I was like, this can't be the real song. Like this has to be fake and somebody's made something up. And it's like, and then I heard it on the radio and I was like, holy crap, this is the real song. He's like, this is nuts. He's like, I hated it. He's like, it kind of grew on me, but like for the most part, I hated it at first.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've done that a few times with songs like, whoa, that can't be. And then somebody told me Hanson wasn't women when I was like 12,
God.
and my mind was so blown.
That fucked me up.
It did good.
Because I remember saying out loud,
like, it's girls.
Like watching the music video. I was like, well, she's cute.
No.
And then I heard boys, and I was like, what? Nuh-uh.
You questioned your whole sexuality.
I did for a minute. And I was like, well, he needs a haircut. That's how that was.
You got all like, rock and roll is the devil, cut your hair. Jesus.
But they grew up and the 2 older ones, I think, cut their hair when they grew up.
This is awesome. I've seen them within the past 4 years. I've seen a show because my friend went to Iraq, and she said she was getting kind of depressed in Iraq. She was deployed, and she's like, I listened to Hanson. And she's like, it kind of, like, it does pick you up.
It makes you pick
so
up
she's like, I love it. And then she's like, so once I finished, like, their, like, 90s discography, she's like, I wonder if they're still recording. And they are. They, like, went into their own label because I guess they got screwed over by another label, Story of Every Artist. So they do make some catchy shit. And I went to a Hanson concert.
Really?
And there are some diehard Hanson fans. And what we had to do before the concert is take our shoes off and walk barefoot because they have a charity that they do.
Okay.
It's voluntary, this walk. But you get to walk with them and they talk to you and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And they do something.
Like just like walking through grass, or you like having to walk across like Legos or broken glass.
No, it was like downtown Detroit that we walked, I think.
No, but we were walking barefoot, just like walking along the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They shut down some streets for it.
Gotcha.
I think.
God, I hope they swept it ahead of time. So you're not like
they
accidentally stepping on glass.
It's like you gotta feel what it's like to live without shoes because a lot of it's like an African charity where like you pledge so much and they give this gives them water, this gives them a pair of shoes, this gives them that.
That's cool.
So I think I have that right. I don't know, but it was kind of cool. They're all kind of short, and then the one that he plays the piano now, but like the middle one that looked the most girly to me. He is like a smoker.
No kidding.
And you know what's creepy is they met all their wives are fans, so they just like married their
groupies.
They're all into like having a shit ton of kids too.
Oh God,
I know. So they're almost like there's almost like some sort of weird religious tinge about them, but they do put on a good show.
Yeah,
like I can't even.
No, they're trying. They're like we gotta keep the family band name going. It's gonna be Hanson 2.0 in a few years.
I think it's creepy that they all married their fans, but. I mean, what else would you do at that point?
It's who they met.
It's like what you're doing with your life. Where are you going to go find somebody else?
Right.
Just pick the prettiest one. Here we go.
That's right. No, not you. Yeah, you.
Come on. Go backstage. Backstage, wait.
Right.
Then they get down on one knee, like, all right, we doing this? Oh, yes.
Oh, you meant Hanson was the one getting down on one knee thing. Okay. I had like a Trump flashback there for just a second.
Oh.
I was like, what? Okay, I got you now.
We're mixing too many, like...
Yeah. So, anywho, on that note, I don't know. We should change topic.
On that note, I'm sad about the damn election because... Oh, it's so sad. Because Trump has like a 29% approval rating according to like some Pew Research. Hillary has like 40 or something. Like everybody hates the candidates.
Yeah.
Everybody hates them.
It's just, yeah.
I'm sorry to bring that down so quickly.
Yeah.
I was reading that today.
I was reading something that, there's been a lot coming up lately. Have you read much about this Russian hacker that hacked the DNC?
I know, but but you sent me the article that Debbie's out.
Yeah, Debbie is out. She got kicked out by Hillary.
Good.
Yeah.
She was just hard to take.
Too late though.
Yes.
Like I think really what it was is she was poised to set all of this stuff up for Hillary in her favor, tipping the scales in Hillary's favor.
Though.
She totally did.
There was a Stanford study, I don't know, maybe. Some sort of university said, yes, it was tipped in her favor all along. They didn't
and what this Russian hacker's claim is he has like email evidence.
Oh, really?
Of all this stuff. Like it was always going to be Hillary. Like always was going to be
I have
her
no doubt.
regardless.
I have no doubt.
But as soon as it gets to that point where she's like, okay, you're getting a lot of heat for this, and I'm kind of in the clear. Okay, you're my fall guy. You're out. And
was she?
That's how I see it. That's
probably how it went down, but she was so damn unlikable. Like, as soon as she got on TV and she was like, and that's just how it's shaken out. I'm like, oh, you are the least democratic person I've ever met.
She was like, to me, she's like a female Ted Cruz.
Yeah, kind of. She kind of had that grating.
She just had that.
And I hate when they're like, oh, all females have that annoying voice. She honestly
has that.
did.
I hate, and not that I condone violence against women by any means, but she kind of almost had that punchable face that, for me anyway, that Ted Cruz does. I'm just like, oh, something about it just
she
irks
looked
me.
a lot younger than she actually
But I don't know if
too.
part of that was just my annoyance. I think part of that may just be my annoyance with her.
She was basically like a Republican that had slipped into the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Really.
I think that's what Hillary is.
She is.
But that's really more our other show. This is supposed to be lighthearted.
I'm sorry.
Stuff,
I brought it up.
But anywho, I've been going about 40 minutes roughly.
Oh wow!
So we stretched that out. Yeah, we did it.
With no
we pulled that out of nowhere. Yeah. So ta-da! I wish I had my little soundboard, do the little Windows sound, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go look it up or anything for it. I'm too tired. That's how lazy and tired I am right now. Unless you have anything specific you want to add for this, I think we wrap this one up. So I think we're good.
I think this was solid. Yes.
I had a good weekend though. Like as tired as I am right now, like I really had a good weekend this weekend. I met I'll talk about PopCon just for a little bit.
Okay.
So I met Nolan North. For people that don't know who he is a voice actor for a lot of video games. Most notably a game called Uncharted. They just released the fourth one. It's going to be the last one, is what they've told, or at least the last one with his character in it, Nathan Drake. But I got to meet him. He's also done like one of the Assassin's Creed games. I think he's done a voice in the game Destiny. I think the Deadpool game, a few others. He's been around forever. I met Troy Baker, the other really, really big name in voice acting last year.
Oh, okay.
But whatever. So I met him. Really super nice guy. It was funny because I actually waited in line for him to show up. Like he wasn't even there yet. I started in line probably about 10:30. He didn't show up till 11:15 or something like that. We just stood there and waited. Abigail got bored. She took off walking. And at first, it was funny because we were waiting there. I was like, if you want, I was like, I know you're bored. I was like, you can go look around if you want. And she goes, what if somebody abducts me? And I was like, nobody's going to abduct you here. She's like, yeah, they'd probably bring me back anyway. It's like, yeah, probably.
Cool.
But So anyway, so as I'm waiting in line, like the kid that's right in front of me, like, so I'm basically like within earshot. Like I'm as far away from this kid as I am to you. And then he's just like right across the table. So it's like kind of the three of us could be having a conversation. I can hear what they're saying. And he's asked this kid, where are you from? This kid says something like Asheville, North Carolina. And he's like, are you serious? He's like, oh, I went to college at such and such college right down there. He's like, that's where I go. And he's like, seriously? So it was like one of those like, oh my God. And they're like talking about all these places that they know. And Nolan North's like, well, what dorm are you staying at? He mentioned one. He's like, no kidding. He's like, I'm at the one like right down the street from you. And they were talking about some place that he's like, yeah, such and such hall. And he was like, yeah, I used to pass out drunk there and stuff like that and just sleep. And he's like, yeah, that's kind of a sketchy place now. He's like, really? Why? He's like, well, because and Nolan North catch himself. He's like, oh, probably because people like me used to fall asleep drunk there. He's like, yeah, kind of. He's like, it's kind of the sketchy area. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. And I just got to hear part of that conversation. But I did tell him, I was like, it's weird that, you meet these guys that do entertain you and do a good job at what they do. Because he doesn't just voice act. I mean, they put on like motion capture stuff and they act out the scenes of stuff in the game. All these pre-cut sequences, they will act them out, and it's their voice that's there.
Wow.
So I even told Troy Baker the same thing last year, and I even told him, it's like, I told this to Troy last year, I'm going to say it to you. I was like, I want to say thank you for everything that you do. I was like, I don't know if you actually do hear it enough from the fans if they just go all fanboy or not, but I was like, you do provide us with a very good amount of entertainment for what you do. And, some of the stuff that they've done lately, it hits me because, in this one, Drake's now married at the end of it. Spoiler, people, sorry.
Oh my God.
He's married, which happens at the beginning. You kind of always saw that coming throughout the games. But at the end of the game, they have a kid that's grown up, and she kind of discovers what he's done because they kept it from her and stuff like that. But there's a game called The Last of Us that you kind of take the role of a parent and protecting the little girl throughout the course of the game and stuff like that. So it's like that kind of stuff really hits home. Like it didn't used to.
Right.
But then you become a parent and that stuff starts to click. And it's like, you guys do a really good job of actually portraying that, and it's believable. So thanks. And he's like, okay, cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. And whatever. So then I went and met the guy named George, I can't remember now what his last name, Martinet. His name's like George Martinet. He's the guy that does the voice of Mario and Luigi and all the other little characters on there, I think short of the princess.
And I did ask about the princess. I'm like, does he do the princess?
No,
like,
my wife said that too.
No.
I was like, no.
All the girls are going to ask you that.
Yeah. But here's what's weird. So because he had like, little headshots of himself with like Mario characters superimposed on the picture, and you could get some of just Mario and Luigi. They had big posters you could have, basically you buy whatever and have him sign it, and then you can pay a little extra and get selfies with. And this dude was turned on. I mean, the whole time for everybody, like doing the voices and for the selfie pictures, you're doing your peace signs at the camera, and you're doing a little jump with, I'm lifting my leg up under the chair, but like the arm, like you're doing the jump to the brick. And there was you're just doing like thumbs up and stuff like that. It's like he was doing the same 3 pictures for everybody. But like as he's drawing, I just figured he would like sign like to Chad, George or whatever. It's like, nope. And he's doing all kinds of little pictures all over each character and making sound effects the whole time. And I'm just like I would get it if he was doing it for a little kid. I think even for the adults, he was doing it.
I'm like, hey man, how are you?
I'm like, and I was like, dude, and again, tell him the same thing. I was like, I can't really say thanks for my childhood because, Mario didn't get a voice until I was a teenager, early adult. I was like, well, thanks for my adult years. I was like, because now, I play this with my kids. Mm-hmm. And Abby's with me, and he looks over to her. She's like, well, not me. I go hide out in my room, the little kids. He's like, oh, okay.
Cool.
But I kept my cool pretty good with Nolan North. It wasn't really until I was just kind of shaking his hand and saying bye to George Martinet, I did get that weird fluttery feeling for just a second.
Like starstruck.
That little bit and it was more of the nostalgia factor more than anything else. Because it was crazy. Like, you had to wait. There was a long line that built up for Nolan North. Everybody knows him because it's more of a mature game and stuff like that.
Okay.
There wasn't. I mean, people were moving pretty quick through Mario's line, and it wasn't because it wasn't that long. Mm-hmm. It was just weird to see, like, this dude has been around way longer, but it's because he's an older guy, got gray hair, all that. Just the first glance, you just wouldn't think that's who it was.
Right.
But it was just crazy. But, I got to meet these two guys. Those were the two guys I really wanted to see while I was there. There was a chick that was supposed to be there from Doctor Who, I guess, that pulled out like a day before.
What, one of the Doctor's companions?
Yeah.
The redhead?
The redhead, I can't remember what her name is.
Karen Gilliam?
Yes, her.
Or I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Okay, her. She was supposed to be there?
She was supposed to be there.
Okay.
And she pulled out last second. And they were like really hush-hush about the way that they announced it on their website. It was just kind of like really low-key under the radar. And like, oh, this is going on in it. And oh, by the way.
She's not.
By the way, she's not going to be here. And blah, blah, blah. Whatever. It's kind of how I picked up on that.
She was kind of recent, too. She was recent. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to get through all of Doctor Who.
I've never really watched them. I tell you about, I watched the very, very first one because I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. I just could not.
What, the old ones? Like the 70s?
Well, I think, no. When they rebooted it, I tried to start there season 1 because it was on Amazon.
I wasn't in love with like the first modern Doctor, but then when, Lord help me with his name. I don't want to say the British guy because
they're all
Jesus. Oh, I don't know. Him, I don't know. He had the love story with Rose. That got kind of appealing, but then it got just, some of the episodes are just flippin' weird. And they just don't make a lot of sense. Like, they're always in like this impossible situation, then this like, oh, this never thought of solution. Like, there's no way out of it until like, we should try this. And I was like, it's just not believable sometimes. Yeah. The whole thing is not believable, but there's I don't know, of the episodes, there's only a couple really good ones that I would watch again.
Yeah.
So I'm not that into it. I know, like,
some people are
gotta
really,
watch.
Like, Tiny has a TARDIS tattoo on his arm.
Oh, does he?
He's that into it. Yeah. So he's really into it. So he was pretty disappointed that she pulled out, but whatever. But anywho, I think we probably ought to call it done. We said we were going to call it done like 10 minutes ago, and then we found out like 10 more minutes worth of stuff to talk about.
All right, so we're done.
We need to be done. So we still have another show we got to record, and it's Sunday night. It's a school night.
It is.
And I got to go back to work after being off for 4 days too. So that's going to be.
Oh God, I hate that. I hate that feeling.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to give us a thumbs up, leave some comments, let us know what you think. Are you even watching this? I know some people, I can tell that people are at least clicking on it. I don't know if anybody's ever watching to the end. If you do watch to the end, leave a little thing that says Indie PopCon, because that was that Indie PopCon or drag show, and let us know that you made it all the way to the end of the show. Anyway, we thank you very much. If you're listening on the podcast, we'll kick it to the pre-recorded outros. Be sure to go check us out on Facebook if you haven't. Just search for Chad and Amanda Talk Shit About and give us a like. I think we're at about 50 right now. I'd like to get us to 100 at least. So if you're listening and you know people that might like this, send them an invite or tell them to come check us out. Maybe we'll come up with a prize for whoever comes up as the 100th person.
Cool.
Because we're really close on our other show. We got like 98.
Really?
I need like 2 more people to break 100. And it's just like, so close. But anyway, we're going to call it done. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Are we just going?